Welcome everyone. Here is another question from GATE 2024 Life Sciences. The question says, the spectrum of a protein obtained using electrospray ionization mass spectrometry. It's shown below. Two peaks, one at m by z 2960.6 and the other at m by z 3552.5 are marked. The mass of the protein associated with the m by z 2960.6 peak is, and we need to report our answer in Dalton. One thing we need to understand here is ESI-MS is a technique which helps in determining the molecular weight of a biomolecule based upon their M by Z ratio. So the spectrum which is shown here is of a single protein molecule, but the different peaks corresponds to the ionized biomolecule based upon their M by Z ratio. What does that mean? Here we are ionizing a biomolecule, generating a multiple charged species, and then those peaks are separated based upon their m by z ratio. So for example, let's consider you have a biomolecule. Let's assume you have a protein of a molecular weight 1000. Now let's say the charge on that protein molecule is 1. So m corresponds to the molecular weight, z corresponds to the charge. So what you need to do, you need to put 1 here. Also you need to add the molecular weight of the positively charged ion, let's say proton. So the value is going to be 1001. So you will see a peak corresponding to 1001. Now what if the charge on the biomolecule is 2 because of the protonation? So 1000 plus 2 divided by 2, and this value is going to be 501. So you will see a peak somewhere here. Here you are going to have lower m by z value, and then you have a higher m by z value. Similarly, for the 4, you are going to have 1000 plus 4 divided by 4. 4 is the charge. Why am I adding 4? Because those positively charged proton ions will also contribute to the mass. So this is going to be 250. Sorry, this is going to be 251. So you have 1001, then you have 501, and then you have a peak at 251. So this is how we read the spectrum. The y-axis represents the relative abundance of these peaks or the relative abundance of these ionized ions. Since we are making a electrospray ion source, that is the reason we are generating the charged ion. Now let's try to decode this graph. So what we generally see, a difference between the two adjacent peaks corresponds to a difference of charge 1. And these are the two peaks whose m by z value is given. So what is given here is m by z ratio and not the molecular weight. We need to find out the molecular weight of this protein. And as I have said, the presence of the multiple peaks is because of the multiple charged species getting generated during the experiment. So let's call this peak as x and then this one as y. So how can I write x is m plus z by z? And how can I write y? Y is going to be a m plus z plus 1 by z plus 1. As I said, the peaks on the right hand side, those are going to have lesser charge because it's a m by z ratio. If the value of z or charge is low, the ratio is going to be more, and those are going to appear on this end. If the z value is high, m by z ratio is going to be less, and you will be seeing those peaks at this point. So what I'm doing here is I'm just comparing these two peaks. I'm naming one of them as x, the second one as y. So x I can write as x, where the value is 3552.5. Remember, that is m by z. I can write that as a m plus z by z because I'm considering that as a m by z species which is carrying less charge than the y, and that's the reason I'm representing y as z plus 1 while the x as z. So I have come up with this two equation, x equal to m plus z by z and y as m plus z plus 1 by z plus 1. Now what I'll do is first we'll try to calculate the z, and then we can calculate the molecular weight, because that is the final task. We need to calculate the molecular weight of this protein. Now, what we can do, we can rearrange these two equations. It's a simple thing. So just now I have written x equal to m plus z by z and y equal to m plus z plus 1 divided by z plus 1. I can rewrite the equation 1 as simple rearrangement, m equal to xz minus z. And what we can do, we can put the value of m here in the equation 2. Now, I can write y equal to xz minus z plus 1 divided by z plus 1. I can further rearrange this equation, and the whole idea is to come up with the equation in a form of z, and that's all I'm doing. So y multiplied by z plus 1 equal to xz plus 1. Then I can rewrite this as a yz plus y equal to xz plus 1, or y minus 1 equal to xz minus yz. And this is the final equation where I can define z, which is y minus 1 by x minus y. This will give me the value of charge, and only then I'll be able to calculate the molecular weight. So let's get back to this picture. So you have y minus 1 divided by x minus y equal to z. Remember, I named it as x peak, this one as y peak. So what I can do here is 2960.6 minus 1 divided by 3552.5 minus 2960.6. And the value which I'm supposed to get here is 2959.6 divided by, if you subtract this value, it's going to be 591.9. And this will give me the value of Z as 5. So the charge present on this protein molecule is 5. Now I can calculate the molecular weight. So what I'm supposed to calculate is, I am supposed to calculate the mass of the protein associated with M by Z 296.6. And it's simple. If you all can recall, I named this peak as Y, and the value of Y was M plus Z plus 1 by Z plus 1, because this is supposed to carry one more charge compared to this X. And that's the reason M by Z ratio is low. So I can put all these values. Y value is given 2960.6 equal to M. I need to calculate Z plus 1. Z we have calculated is 5. So this will give us 6 divided by 6. So 2960.6 into 6 equal to M plus 6. And the value is going to be 17763.6 minus, if this 6 will go this end, it will become minus 6 equal to M. So the final value of molecular weight is going to be 17757.6, and that's what it has been asked. The mass of the protein associated with the M by Z 296.6 peak is in what Dalton? It's going to be 17757.6, and I need to round off to 2 decimal places. So this is going to be the final answer. It's a good question which is based upon a concept. I hope this answer is clear to each and every one of you. If you do have any query, feel free to comment. Thanks for watching the video.